To all you nurses out there watching this video, thank you for what you do. You're vitally important. This message is for you if you are a travel nurse or may become one. I've worked with so many nurses over the years, and travel nurses, it's become a really big thing, and it's become a question for underwriting over the last few years. So I've seen a number of different examples. Most travel nurses that I've seen have a contract for 90 to 180 days, at which point they can go ahead and take another contract with the same agency company or another. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we would consider that per Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA to be variable income, because after that contract, there's nothing to say or require that you go and get another contract starting the very next day. And many that I've seen in my personal experience have chosen to take a month off or a few weeks off. There's a lot more income potentially to be made as a travel nurse because of the obvious restraints and sacrifices that you have to make traveling, to do that work. Now, we've seen some other scenarios though, where you are considered a travel nurse. However, you are working for the same company. And though you may go to one hospital for a month here, a month there, and so forth, be it many different over the year, when we look at your employment and you are employed for one company with no end date at all, you are guaranteed or required, scheduled to work 40 hours, 32 hours, 36 hours, whatever it may be, every week. Essentially, that would be considered like a salaried individual. We just have to document that you are working, that there's no end date, that it's not contract, and it's the same hours every single week or biweekly period. So those are two differences right there. One that's considered variable and one that's not. And so anybody can, approve somebody that has been variable for 2 years. With the travel nurse, though, it's really come down to 1 year, which then is deemed acceptable because every travel nurse I've seen didn't just start off as a travel nurse. They were a nurse prior, whether or not it's radiology, whatever you do as a nurse, as a medical professional, when you are on contract and traveling for that, we're just going to need that 1 year history or very close to it. So that by the time, if it's 11 months right now, and we know you're finishing out, a full 12 months, and, that could be over a 16-month period too, but I've got to take a 12-month average. So let's say you had a couple gaps in there, one for a month here, one for a month there. There's other technicalities, which I won't bore you with right now. But the point is that there's a way to do it, but we have to, and anybody that knows how to do this and has to really clearly communicate that with you, the nurse, the traveling nurse, or very importantly, if you plan on doing it, have that conversation beforehand, because if you're going to do that, it's just like somebody that works in a certain industry, whatever that industry is, and then they decide all of a sudden to switch because they're going to make more money 1099. They switch from W-2 to 1099. It's similar just in the sense that you have now changed how underwriting looks. With that case, the self-employed 1099 income, we'd have to wait 2 years, with some exception to maybe make it a year. With the nurse and travel nurse, it's still W-2, both of them are, but it's contracted. And so that's why it's now variable, and we need that 1 year history. A lot of little technicalities there, but I just want to share that because it's come up so frequently lately. And I also want to get this message out to anybody that's considering doing it, because if you are in the process of looking to buy now, don't do it while you're in the process. Just wait until you buy the house, Continue to work as is. If you're qualified as a W-2 nurse, making a good income, don't sabotage potentially that purchase of a home to then have to wait one full more year until you have that 12 months of quote unquote variable income. So other little tidbits we can always share, but I'm happy to do so. Hopefully this helps. And any other questions you ever have, keep an eye out, subscribe, like our channel. We appreciate it. There's always good stuff we're sharing like this, and hopefully it helps you on your path to home ownership. If you need anything, email us, call us. Thanks so much.